And no children or anything?
No.
Do you regret not getting married, having children now that you're older?
Well, and I'm gay.
You're gay?
Yes.
You don't look gay.
We come in all shapes and sizes, brother.
So you're gay?
I'm gay.
I didn't know you were gay.
Yeah, well, I just told you.
How did you become gay?
One doesn't become gay. One is born that way.
Does God know you're gay?
I believe so.
Did he make you that way?
That's my opinion.
You think that God made you gay?
I have no, I don't know I'm not going to be presumed to plumb the depths of the Most High, but yes, I've been gay as long as I can remember.
And so, have you been with men?
Of course.
Like sexually?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That's mind-blowing.
This is mind-blowing for you?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I never expected a priest and a father of Epiphany Church to be gay.
That
You
sounds
don't
like
look
you're
gay.
coming from the assumption. What's look gay mean?
You know, switchy and soft looking.
Really? That's what you call stereotyping.
Oh, but
That's called. That's like if I were to say to you, "Well, you're black. Where's your fried chicken?"
I was at the house and I can't wait to get home to eat it.
So
That's amazing. So, do your congregation know that you're gay?
absolutely they do.
That is mind blowing. And so you think that God make mistakes?
That's a big question. This is just bullshit.
You a priest? Can you curse?
I just did.
That's amazing. You gay and you curse? God's not pleased.
God is not pleased.
How do you
I
feel?
guess you and I worship two different ideas about that.
Oh yeah.
All right.
How is it possible that you can represent God and not love all people?
My brother, I'll see you later. This
Where
is
you
a really
going?
stupid conversation.
You about to run?
Yeah, I'm going.
Don't run. Priests don't run.
This priest is leaving
Why?
because it's a stupid conversation.
What's stupid about it? We're talking about America. Are you really running? Beta! Beta! Amazing.
Idea.
It's hard for you to say what a woman is because you don't want to offend the people who are confused about their sexual identity.
It's not that I don't want to offend them, it's that I want to include them because they
Why?
are a part, they're a part of
they're
the
messed up.
conversation about, did you just say trans people are messed
Yeah,
up?
they're like abnormal. Like they've been traumatized. Why would you not identify what a real woman is because people who are confused about who they are might be offended when you might be able to help them by really identifying what a woman is and what a man is, and they may think about it and overcome their traumas.
Did you just say real woman?
Right.
So you think that there are women that aren't real women?
Yes.
Okay, like what?
A lesbian.
A lesbian's not a
Or
real woman?
transgender. Do you think men who take off the body parts and put on women body parts, like breasts and all that, and put on dresses, are they women or are they still are they women or are they still men?
Sorry, ask the question again?
You know how there are transgenders?
Uh-huh.
Let me do this. Transgenders now, and they're confused about their identity. So you heard of Bruce Jenner, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all know Bruce is a man. Well, he took off the body part. Where you going?
I'm leaving.
Why are you leaving?
Because
What?
what you're saying is extremely offensive and I'm not going to sit here
What?
for it.
Come and tell me why.
Nope.
You're running?
Yep.
Are you a homosexual?
I am a same gender loving man.
So does that mean you're a homosexual?
It means that I'm a same gender loving man.
But just I'm black and slow.
Okay.
And just for the record, does that mean you're a homosexual?
I could be considered a homosexual.
Are you
yes.
considered? I don't want to think of you if you're
Yeah,
not.
I'm a homosexual.
You're a homosexual?
Yes.
And so you're a homosexual pastor?
I am a homosexual pastor, yes.
How long have you been a homosexual pastor?
I've been a pastor for 8 years, senior pastor, and then before that, prior to that, I was a youth pastor.
Oh, okay. Why do you think that God would call a person, a homosexual, to be a pastor but not change him?
We could, if you go to seminary or something like that, you find out that there's a thought process that God could possibly be a woman, or that God could be this, or that God could be that God can be whatever it is that you need him to be.
You believe that he can be a woman?
I believe that God can be whatever it is that you need him to be.
So can he be a homosexual too if you needed him to be one?
Well, honestly, I don't think that the Bible says that God is neither male nor female.
Right. So how can he be a woman then if he's not a female?
Well, I'm saying that at one state, God is a Jewish carpenter. At one state, God shows himself as a big black woman in the kitchen cooking.
Big black woman?
A black woman in the kitchen cooking. And
So you think God could be a big black woman?
I think that God can be whatever it is that you need God to be at that moment.
Do you think that God can be a homosexual too? So you believe that God can be a woman, a big black woman, a homosexual?
God could be whatever you need God to be.
And so does that person make God what they want him to be in their mind so they can accept being wrong? Or does God switch genders and all that kind of stuff?
I don't think that we create God to be whatever we want God to be in our minds. I think that it's based on experiences.
Just before we started the show, you said that you introduced your, is he your husband or your wife? Is that your husband? He gonna be your husband or your wife?
I'm gonna end this interview.
Why?
Because we're ending this right now.
Why you want to end?
We're ending it.
Well,
Take
wait,
this
come
off.
back.
Take this off. When you want to have a real conversation,
I'm
call
having-
me.
I'm-
No, you're bullshitting me,
Come
and
back.
I'm not gonna be a part of that. Come take this off of me, or I'm gonna take it with me. Want to have a real conversation? You have my information.
But you
call
said
me.
that you were gonna.
When you want to have a real conversation.
You said
When
that
you
gonna
want to
marry
have a
this-
real
You
conversation,
said you gonna
can
marry
call me.
this guy.
When you want to have, he's a guy. You're calling him a female. You're being disrespectful.
I asked if you gonna call him husband or wife. Come back. Do you want to be interviewed? No. Amazing. Well, they gone. See, because we know that women lie about sex and they lie on men. Not that I don't know if these women are lying, but we know that because of the hatred that women have for men, they're jealous of men. It's so easy for women to falsely accuse men. They could get mad. They could be having sex with you and get up out of bed, get mad at you before they hit the floor, and they'll say you sexually harassed them or raped them and all kind of mess. Why would you trust women when you know that when they're crying, they're lying?
Wow. You sound very misogynist.
What do you mean?
You sound like you really hate women
Well, how is that?
because you think women are crying, they're lying.
But when they're doing that, they're lying. Because what I noticed...
Why would you assume that? Why would you assume that someone's lying? Why not give her a fair hearing
Well, that's what
and
I'm
also
saying.
give him a fair hearing?
I wouldn't take either one of their sides, you know?
Okay, but you don't say
over-
he's lying. You're saying the women are lying. You've said that several times.
Because I know so many cases where women are lied on men, wives lie on husbands when they want to take the children away from the man. They just start crying, Judge, he touched the kids in the wrong way. Or he raped me. Or they just throw the lies out there and then they cry and I know they're lying. You agree with that at
You
least?
sounds like you're not in perfect peace right now. You
We-
sound very angry at women and you sound very disparaging of women. Maybe
I'm
you've had
just
some
telling
bad
you.
experiences with women. Maybe some women have accused you, Jesse.
And so if that's the case with the women that are accusing the men, they have had bad experiences, so they just accuse the men?
No, there's very few men who talk the way you do.
misogynists?
You're definitely a misogynist based
So are
on what
these
you just
women
said.
misogynists?
Sorry?
Are those women who are accusing men, are they misogynists?
That's not a word.
I just made it up.
I think androgynous, no, I don't know, androgynous is different.
Right. I noticed that whenever there's a situation between men and women, and these women say, oh, they raped me, or whatever, right?
Wow.
Like these parties with Jeffrey and now Diddy, and I'm sure it's going to happen to other men. Why don't they ever ask the woman, why did you go to that party What were you looking for from Diddy? Why did you go to the party? Because I noticed when people go to these parties, yes, Diddy may or may not want sex from them, but they want something from Diddy, and that's why they go to the party. They party up, they have fun, they drink, they do their thing. Why
So no one should ever go to a party?
Why is it that it's never a question of why did you go to that party?
Yes.
And the women are willing to give up the
No,
sex
they're
to get what
not.
they
There's
want.
accusations that they were not willing, that they were drugged, that they were forced, that they were underage. So again, you have this slanted thing in your head that women all are evil and liars. But people have the right to go to a party and not be sexually assaulted.
Right now,
People
I'm
have
just
the
trying
right.
to-
I'm
you-
still talking.
I'm
People have
trying
the
to
right to go to a
understand,
party
since
and
you're
not
a
be
lawyer,
drugged against their will,
since you're a
not to be
lawyer.
groped and grabbed. Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you have a daughter?
Yes, granddaughter.
Okay, if she goes to a party, is she asking to be raped? Is it her fault for going to a party?
If she goes there looking for something for the party owner,
What if somebody says, I can help you with your singing career, and she goes, okay, a lot of business is done at these kind of parties. Would she deserve to be raped?
why was an underage person at a grown-up party?
Because they were invited and they were hoping to get into the music industry, or
So
somebody
they
brought
wanted
them?
something, right?
Okay, so you're going to blame
Rest my case.
You do? You're going to blame a child for being sexually assaulted? Is that who you
What's
are?
a child?
An underage person?
What's an underage person that is a child?
Underage is a child, yes.
What's an underage child? I'm trying to understand the age range.
Oh, I don't know. Those are not my cases, but I know that they're alleged to have been underage.
I was a big believer that Harvey Weinstein was guilty. I was like a big believer because I was like, there's no way he's not. There's way too many people speaking out. And then I finally got into the case and I was like, this is insane. Harvey Weinstein was just hung on the Me Too movement. This woman spoke out and she hates Harvey and he said he grabbed her butt and she said blah, blah, blah. None of these people brought this into the courtroom. They were just saying this at the same time. And the ones that brought it into the courtroom, they were getting their cases dismissed for very valid reasons because they couldn't describe his penis, which is unique and one of a kind because he had gangrene and he had his balls removed. So they were all saying he made me fondle his balls, but Harvey Weinstein doesn't have balls. So one by one, these women just got plucked out of the courtroom because they couldn't describe the fact they were describing him. It didn't exist. He got gangrene in the 90s, which ended up being a lifesaver for him in the courtroom when all these women just wanted money.
What?
The story is nuts or no nuts.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
To lead. On that note, I thank you for the interview, Jesse.
It's not over
It was
yet.
nice to meet you. It is over.
I haven't even put you on the hot seat
a
yet.
man who says that women dress like sluts and deserve to be raped is not a good
I never
use.
said they deserve to
You
be
did
raped.
say.
No, I didn't say they deserve.
So
I'm trying to understand.
I don't think this is
They're going to
a
these
conversation.
parties dressed like sluts.
Yeah, okay.
They're going to a Diddy party, they want something, and they know Diddy gonna want something too.
we've covered this topic. Thank you. I appreciate
Are you
it.
gonna
have a
run?
right- yeah, you have a right
You
to
gonna run?
You have a right to
What the?
I wasn't the one that cheated. Those two were the ones that cheated, but it was just, I feel like I was so young, and I'm glad I didn't get married because the divorce is expensive.
So the girls cheated on you?
They were guys. They were guys.
They were what?
They were guys.
You engaged to guys? Mm-hmm. Are you serious?
Yeah. Love.
But for two men or two women to get married, it's not real. It's like a made-up idea.
Is it?
Right.
No, I don't think that.
A real marriage between a male and female, right? That's the real deal. Everything
So what's
else
what is your definition of marriage?
between a man and a woman. So, and they do it under the umbrella of God, male and female, right? Everything else is like a false imitation of the real thing. As a Christian, you know that, right?
No.
You don't know that?
No, because I believe that in the Bible that I read, the New Testament that I read, love is love and God is love. So why can't two people of the same sex love each other?
But that kind of love is not real. It's not the real. It's based on sex. You know what I'm saying?
Based on like the sexual interaction?
Yeah. And in the good old days when boys were boys and men were men, it was an embarrassment to be in your mess. You would never promote it as good. You wouldn't tell anyone about it. You go to God to overcome it, right? What happened to men that they are taking their mess and promoting it as good? What happened to a mindset like that?
Look, what are you saying is mess?
like when two men want to get together as a husband and a wife, when two lesbians want to get together as a husband and wife.
That's not
Where
mess.
did the shame go that these people are promoting a sin as though it's a good? Black people used to be embarrassed by that. White people used to be at one point. Where did the shame go?
They're not embarrassed anymore, you think?
Some are not, but a lot are.
So
what happens
I think we
in the mindset of the male, what happened that they think it's okay to promote that?
I think that we're in a time where you just mind your own business.
Meaning
And
what?
You focus on what makes you happy, the love that makes you happy, the things that you want to do in life, and not worry about the next person. I think that that's where we are in life. Not worrying about who or what. I don't care who you sleep with. I don't care who you're laying next to at night. I don't care.
I know, but it's not necessarily about what others think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the good old days, it used to be about what the person thought about it. They knew that they were wrong, that they had an issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they would quietly overcome that issue rather than promoting it as a good. What I don't understand, two guys cannot have children, right? Or two women can't have children together. Why would they bother getting married?
Because it's what they want to do, and that's their business. And they can't have children together. It's been proven.
A man can have a baby?
No, you can't have a baby, but they can have children.
How?
They can adopt. Surrogacy, there's several options. Do you not watch TV?
But that wouldn't be them doing it. They would be going outside of their homosexuality to have a baby, right? To get a baby. If God had wanted them to get married and have children, would He have made it so that they could do it together without having to go outside of their homosexuality?
You know what? I'm not comfortable having these type of religious conversations at all.
Why not? You're a Christian.
And I love the Lord, but I won't be demeaned in any type of way when it comes to my spirituality or the spirituality of anybody within the LGBTQ community. You don't have a right to judge them. I don't have a right to judge them. It makes me no difference at all who they choose to love. They're great people. I'm a great person. You may be a great person underneath it all. So people are allowed to love and honor and take care of what they want. If they want to marry somebody and have children by somebody or with somebody, they can do that. And God will still love them. If you can't see it, that's completely fine and perfect on your behalf. But you are not the creator. You are not the end all to be all. There is not a heaven or hell that you can put anybody in.
As a Christian, why would God have not made that possible for two women or two men not to have to step outside of their homosexuality or lesbian to have babies? Why would He make it possible for them to stay in that and have a child or children?
People can have children, gay, straight, whoever.
But they can't have it. They
can't
have to
have
step
children.
outside to get it.
They can have children.
But my question is, why wouldn't God have made that possible? Are you leaving?
I am leaving.
Don't go.
This is an inappropriate conversation.
Don't run.
And I'm not going to have it. I'm not running.
What the?
And he also says that all of the promises of God are yes and amen in him. But are you going to tell me then that because I won't answer your question yay or nay, that I am disobedient to God?
You being disobedient to me too. What the? See, you're disobedient to your husband. You won't even obey me.
You know what? God bless you. Bye-bye.
Where you going? Come back.
I know this works for your ratings.